From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, the excitement is building as the Huskers prepare for Michigan to come to town.
Also, a big gesture from a little girl spending her money to surprise Lincoln firefighters. But first,
know where to dispose of this paint. There has to be somebody out there that will accept it.
A trailer full of paint and nowhere to take it. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. One of our viewers reached out to us with a unique problem.
She lives in Cass County and can't find a place to dispose of her 30-year-old lead-based paint. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez was hard at work today finding her some solutions. Ariana, what have you found out?
Rod and Megan, I found out Cass County doesn't have a specific place to drop off hazardous materials year-round, even after the county commissioners passed the Going Green proclamation back in 2009.
We want to do the right thing. We've always done the right thing in disposing of hazardous waste, and we need to do it shortly because some of it could be leaking out in a matter of time, and then that calls hazmat to come in.
This woman has a lot of paint and is facing a challenge when it comes to disposing of it. The resident, who wants to remain anonymous, lives near the Lancaster and Cass County lines. She is upset she spends money in Lancaster County by doing all of her shopping there, but is unable to use some services.
We find out if we're not a resident of Lancaster County, we cannot drop it off there.
After calling Lincoln's Hazardous Waste Center, I was referred to the Sarpy-Cass Health Department's Environmental Health Coordinator, but have not heard back.
No one is taking any paint. I've called Cass County. I was referred to several numbers there. I also was referred to numbers in Omaha, and still know where to dispose of this paint.
Keep Cass County Beautiful is a nonprofit funded by the Nebraska Environmental Trust, who does collect these materials.
Our county does have a household hazardous waste event, and that's usually a one-year event, and it's held in 3 locations in Cass County.
The once-a-year event already happened this year, and the resident did not know about it at the time. Although she is grateful for the free service, she might not be able to wait much longer as the cans are full of rust and are fragile.
There are some commercial companies locally where you can dispose of that, but that's an alternative, but it's also kind of an expensive alternative.
If you have any solutions to help, reach out to us on our Channel 8 social media pages or give us a call.
All right, thank you very much, Ariana. An update now on a story we first brought you last night at 10 o'clock.
A semi carrying brand new cars caught on fire. It was caught on camera, and it's something you'll only see right here on Channel 8.
Got it zoomed in?
There's that boom.
Jerry Zarowski sent us this video. It was near 190th and Highway 2, that's near Bennett, about 1 o'clock yesterday.
Officials tell us they think the fire started possibly with the brakes. The good news, the driver was not injured, and out of the 9 cars on the trailer, 5 of them were destroyed. We've now learned the vehicles were going to Sid Dillon Auto Sales here in Lincoln, and damage is estimated at $300,000.
Let's head on over and get your first forecast now. John, you know, if I don't look at a calendar or my phone, I'm not sure what month it is anymore with these temperatures.
Last night, I think it was, I suggested we start calling this October, trying to mix August and October together because it's feeling very like August out there. We've made up to 86 degrees this afternoon in Lincoln. That is the warmest on this date in the capital city, going back to 2010 when we were back in the 90s. You can see right now, even with filtered sunshine, temperatures still feeling pretty nice. This is the live look right now from Honda of Lincoln, looking off to the south and west. Temperatures 86 degrees still at this hour in Lincoln. It's 86 in Beatrice, even warmer in Fairbury where it's 87 degrees. 86 as well in Grand Island. It's 82 in Columbus and 82 degrees in York. Look further to the west, you can see temperatures not quite as warm as what they are in the southeast corner of the state, although Valentine, Nebraska coming in at 85 degrees. Air is drier out to the west for sure, of dew points in the 30s and 40s. We've got dew points in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees in the southeast corner, so it starts to feel just a little uncomfortable outside. Temperatures around the central part of the country country also very warm, where it's 84 in Kansas City and even 86 degrees in Dodge City right now. And we've got just a few clouds that are drifting overhead. And that's really about it. We'll keep the clouds around as we go through the rest of the evening. In fact, by 6 o'clock, 85 degrees, 74 by 8, and 70 degrees by 10 o'clock tonight. We'll take a closer look at what we'll expect for the weekend. In fact, warmer temperatures tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you very much, John. Well, here we go. Nebraska Huskers making their final preparations to take on number 9 Michigan tomorrow night.
A lot of people excited. Head coach Scott Frost met with the media after practice yesterday. The offensive line played a huge role in Nebraska's win over Northwestern. The Huskers rushed for 427 yards, and Frost knows the ground game will be vital to the outcome this week.
We need to do everything well. I think the run game is probably the key to this game. They want to run it, we want to run it. They want to stop it, we want to stop it. The team that gets behind it has to throw, probably isn't in a good spot. So we got to do everything we can up front on offense and defense. I expect the environment to even be better than last week, and we're all grateful to the fans for the last Saturday. That was pretty special. Imagine it'll be that way or better this week. We need some noise when they're on offense.
Now tonight, we're also hearing from ESPN College Game Day anchors Reese Davis and Kirk Herbstreit.
They're also taking a look at the big matchup between the Huskers and Wolverines.
And Michigan, Nebraska, the nightcap.
You and I were just talking about it. Michigan, we both believe, is a different year. Jim Harbaugh's doing an amazing job. Cade McNamara, their quarterback, is being very efficient. They're playing smart, doing all the things you're supposed to do. They go on the road to Lincoln. This is a bit of a tricky game for them. I think Nebraska's been getting better in recent weeks. They've been self-destructing when they've lost games. I think they could hang around with Michigan.
You know, I used to work with Bob Knight, as you know, doing basketball, and he always used to say this, and it applies to Nebraska. Dumb loses more than smart wins. So don't be dumb.
And just a reminder, you can watch the Huskers take on Michigan tomorrow at 6:30 right here on ABC Channel 8. And then you can join Rod and I for the late news immediately following the game. A 7-year-old girl gave her year's allowance to a local fire station.
Her name is Arcadia, and she wanted to do something special for her heroes as part of her school's Random Acts of Kindness Week.
Deserve more than one thing. They deserve a lot of kindness. More than just one act of kindness. Like more. And I want to be a hero just like them.
Isn't she cute?
Aww.
There you can see Arcadia posing with her care package in front of Fire Station 5. LFR received the gift and wanted us to share this message with Arcadia.
Arcadia, Station 5 would like to thank you for the wonderful care package. We heard you wanted to be a firefighter. We look forward to seeing you in the future. Thanks, Arcadia!
What a nice gesture. Lincoln Fire and Rescue says they will be inviting Arcadia to a fire station for a special visit.
Her mother, Brittany, tells us that Arcadia is over the moon with excitement to be able to meet a real-life firefighter.
And still ahead on the news tonight, an update from the mayor on the COVID situation here locally.
It's part of our Megan and the Mayor segment. We'll be right back.
Next ET.
Daisy's TV debut.
Ray
We want to get you updated on your coronavirus news now. There are less new cases being reported and more vaccinations being given.
The U.S. may finally be turning a corner in the pandemic, but top health officials say it's not over yet. Mandy Gaither has the latest.
In the war on COVID-19, more good news for the U.S.
We have certainly turned a corner. Cases are down about 50% from their peak. We have passed the peak of Delta infection, and hospitalization and deaths are trailing off. These are very, very good signs.
Top health experts say the drop in cases is associated with vaccinations, more COVID-19 testing, and more mask wearing, but urge Americans to remain cautious. In the past 2 months, the CDC says 42% fewer people in the U.S. have gotten their first shot.
We are not out of the woods yet.
COVID-19 vaccination rates vary across the U.S. There's a concern for regions where fewer people are rolling up their sleeves. The U.S. Surgeon General says vaccine requirements help.
This is really about creating a safe environment for people to work, for young people to study, and for all of us to engage in commerce.
The FDA is set to discuss the use of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine in children ages 5 to 11 on October 26th. But health experts are concerned about a geographic divide in regions like the South and Mountain West, where fewer eligible 12 to 17-year-olds have been vaccinated.
I have to believe they'll probably hold back on vaccinating their younger kids as well.
U.S. health officials say vaccination is key to keeping us going in the right direction. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And when it comes to the pandemic, we want to take a look locally at how we're doing.
I sat down with the mayor. She says the number of cases dropping in September was a positive change, but our hospitalizations are still way too high.
But unfortunately, our hospitals are bursting at the seams. Our emergency rooms are often full. We want there to be an ICU bed if you need it. If you have a heart attack, if you're in a car accident, we want to make sure that all residents of Lincoln have the emergency care that they need.
Our cases dropped by 40% in September, but hospitalizations remain steady. The mayor says as we head into flu season, it's important for everyone to get their COVID vaccine and flu shot to help our hospitals not become overrun. Health officials say it is safe to get those shots at the same time.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dissauer.
Another warm day and another day into the 80s. This is now our 5th day to reach 80 degrees. Lincoln today making it all the way up to 86 degrees this afternoon. We're taking a live look right now from our newest camera out at Southeast Community College at 84th Street and O Street. We've just continued to deploy more and more cameras across southeast Nebraska so we can give you more local views. This is looking on the east side of town, looking off to the east, and you can see we've got some mid to high level clouds that are moving up over the area, and that's going to be the trend as we go through the next 24 hours or so. More clouds, especially from about 20,000 feet and up, bring clouds into the area. 86 degrees, the high temperature today is the current temperature at the airport. Southeast Community College coming in at 87 degrees for an air temperature. A little warmer on the south side of town along Yankee Hill Drive. It's currently 88 degrees. Head further to the south towards Beatrice. It's 86 degrees in Hebron, as well as 86 degrees in Grand Island. So just a very warm day today. As I mentioned earlier in the newscast, this is the warmest October 8th since 2010 in Lincoln, when we were seeing temperatures in the 90s. So it's going to make for a warm evening for high school football games. Kickoff at 7 o'clock, 78 degrees, 74 degrees at 8 o'clock, and 70 degrees at 9 o'clock for our game of the week, Wahoo versus Ashland Greenwood this evening. Now, we'll see our temperatures slowly falling off as we go through the overnight hours. By 10 o'clock, 71, into the 60s by midnight. Tomorrow morning, not nearly as cool as it's been in recent days. This is just a general trend of temperatures continue to swing up or trend upwards before a cold front comes through our way on Sunday morning. Now, as we go through the day tomorrow, I do suspect we're going to see a lot of clouds around. Not low clouds, but more high-level clouds filtering out the sun throughout the day, so don't be surprised by that. But even with the clouds, we're still going to see temperatures warming. By noon, highs into the upper 70s. Keep in mind our normal high is 71 degrees. By afternoon, we're going into the middle, and I think some of you will be into the upper 80s, and I'm not going to be surprised if we get a 90-degree reading in a few locations. In fact, I'm forecasting 90 degrees for a high in Beatrice, 90 for a high temperature in Fairbury, up to 88 degrees in Lincoln, which, by the way, the record high temperature is 90 degrees for tomorrow, so we'll be very close to records. Winds out of the southeast initially shifting around to the south, 7 to 15 miles per hour, and I think we could have some gusts to near 30 miles per hour throughout the day. You'll see on Stormcast some of the gusts around the area. Remember, the winds are blowing towards or blowing away from where the wind is coming. So winds are going to be going this direction throughout the day, and you can get an idea of some winds gusting at times 20, 25, and again, we may see some 30-mile-per-hour gusts before the day is over. For the football game tomorrow evening, we'll keep some clouds around the area. 86 degrees at 6 o'clock, 77 by 8, and then 70 degrees by 10 o'clock as you're leaving the football game tomorrow evening. So it's going to be a mild night for football, especially by October standards. Now, as we go through Sunday, there will be a chance for a few showers over the far southeast corner of the state, especially as we go into Sunday night into early Monday morning. There's still some question as to how far west this rain makes it, but right now it does appear to be mainly down towards the corner and then staying off to the east, and that will be the case through Monday morning. 7-day forecast, 75 degrees for a high on Sunday. Still be a little windy, especially towards the afternoon. 73 degrees on Monday, 78 Tuesday. We're still watching a storm system coming midweek next week that could bring some strong thunderstorms and some very strong winds with those thunderstorms. And then behind that, we've got some cooler temperatures. In fact, take a look at the morning low temperature by next Sunday. Temperatures dropping down into the 30s.
All right, John, thank you very much. For the past month, we've brought you stories about Lincoln's overdose crisis.
Tonight, we're pulling all of those testimonies together for our special series, and Yosef Nasser joins us now to talk about the magnitude of the problem here in Lincoln. Yosef.
Rod and Megan, overdose has been a critical issue that's been a storm cloud over the city of Lincoln. Lincoln police say numbers, particularly fatal overdose numbers, have been as high as we've seen them in the city.
Overdoses are not new to Lincoln, Nebraska, but the severity and the numbers are.
Fentanyl-laced cocaine has devastated our community.
Jackson and Captain Ryandale addressing Lincoln's overdose crisis. Back in August, here are the numbers. 180 total overdoses here in Lincoln, 32 of them fatal. Some of them were a combination of drugs like fentanyl, heroin, oxycodone, cocaine. With the arrest of Nebraska State Patrol employee Anna Digema, who's accused of stealing more than $1 million worth of drugs from an NSP evidence unit, and her alleged accomplice, George Weaver Jr., it's believed that the fentanyl-laced cocaine is off the streets for now, but health officials want Lincoln to be able to identify an overdose when they see one.
We are urging the public to know the signs of an overdose.
We want to save lives. We don't want people dying.
Now, according to the health department, signs of an overdose include constricted pupils, loss of consciousness, limp body, and pale blue skin. Rod and Megan, we're going to have so much more on overdoses, testimonies from survivors, law enforcement, and treatment specialists in tonight's special.
That's right, Yosef. We're having our 8 Investigates special, Lincoln's overdose crisis, tonight at 6:30 p.m. right after our 6 o'clock newscast.
We'll have the latest on overdose cases in our area, emotional stories from those impacted by overdose, and a panel discussion with local experts on how the Lincoln area can move forward. So please join us for that tonight again at 6:30. Economists had great expectations for the labor market in September as millions saw unemployment benefits drop.
But for the second straight month, employers in the U.S. added far fewer jobs than anticipated. Karen Kefa breaks down the numbers.
President Joe Biden addressing a disappointing September jobs report.
Our recovery is moving forward, even in the face of a COVID pandemic.
The Labor Department said U.S. employers added just 194,000 jobs last month.
The economy is still very much dramatically being affected by the pandemic in different ways.
Public education jobs, local and state, fell during the back-to-school month. The leisure and hospitality industry added just 74,000 jobs, still struggling to recoup more than 1 million pandemic-forced losses.
People are less willing, I think, to work in jobs requiring close public contact.
The unemployment rate fell to 4.8%. Despite millions of job openings, the labor participation rate barely budged. Neil Richardson, chief economist at ADP, says that is a key number to watch.
Getting people back into the labor market, whatever the bottlenecks or reasons are, is going to be really important for a full recovery, not just in the unemployment rate, but an inclusive recovery that really reaches every vulnerable group.
Mark Hamrick, Washington Bureau Chief for Bankrate, says October may give a more accurate recovery snapshot.
We'll get well past the period when the federal pandemic unemployment benefits were expiring, and there may be some transitions in people's lives there.
Holiday seasonal hiring will also kick into high gear. The U.S. is still down 5 million jobs since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. In Washington, I'm Karen Kefa.
Small decreases on Wall Street today. The Dow is down about 9, NASDAQ falling 74. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Finally tonight, from a holiday gift that could sink the budget to dads going above and beyond for their kids.
Here's tonight's Take a Look at This.
If you're already looking for the perfect gift this holiday season, you might want to check out this new Lego set. The 53-inch replica of the Titanic comes with more than 9,000 pieces, and the company says it's an accurate model complete with detailed inner rooms. But beware, if you sail away with this set, it comes with a Titanic price tag of $630. After being away from his family for almost a year while being stationed overseas, this soldier pulled off a heartwarming surprise at his daughter's school assembly in Kansas this week. It's a surprise so unexpected, it took the girls a moment to realize what was actually happening.
I was half expecting them to just come running up to me. It took a little coaxing, but it was everything I could ask for.
And good news for the Fergan family, Dad will now be stationed a lot closer to home in Kansas. And speaking of hero dads, check out what this dad in Ohio did to earn the title. When a bus driver shortage caused many kids, including his own, to miss school last week, Sean Rogers Jr. took matters into his own hands. Borrowing a stretch limo from his father's company, Rogers used the ride to take up to 42 stranded students to school, and in style.
A little girl almost made me cry yesterday, and she cried because she was so happy to go to school.
But while parents were happy, the Columbus City School Board was not. They say the limo is not approved for student transportation. For Take a Look at This, I'm Steve Nannis.
Oh, you just can't win sometimes, you know what? I'll tell you what. All right, we're winning in the weather department, aren't we, buddy?
Especially if you like summer-like weather, for sure. Temperatures today getting up into the mid-80s, and even this evening it's going to feel warm. 85 by 6, 74 by 8, 70 degrees by 10 o'clock this evening. So if you've got outdoor plans or heading to high school football games, pretty nice weather for this time of the year.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us tonight.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Stop by Comfort Made Mattress Factory today and save up to $500 with our bigger bed, smaller price sales event. Locally owned Comfort Made Mattress Factory, 27th and Superior.
Closed captioning on Channel